If you are looking to move into new construction, choosing which builder to go with can be tough. After all, when you go online, you see conflicting reviews of positive and negative experiences from each and every builder. The reality is that consumers are more likely to review a bad experience than they are a good experience, because when we have a good experience, it's just what we expected to happen. This is the first video in a new series we're going to be doing where we're going to discuss the positives and negatives of the top 6 builders or most prominent builders in the area, starting with probably the most popular in the area, which is going to be Schell Brothers. They're by far the biggest here in Coastal Delaware. My name is Matt Lunden. I'm a real estate agent here in Coastal Delaware. If you are new to my content, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. You'll see the subscribe button down below. Don't miss out on our videos discussing Delaware real estate and all things Coastal Delaware. If you're looking to buy or sell here in Delaware, that's what I help you with every single day, and I would love to help you, so don't hesitate to reach out. If you have done a Google search for new construction in Southern Delaware, more than likely one of the first that pops up is Schell Brothers. They're by far the most prominent builder at the beaches, and they do a great job of marketing and giving back to the community, so you see their name everywhere. But do they build a good home? Let's take a look at what Schell does well with building homes and maybe what they could improve on. For starters, Schell Brothers is far and above the rest of the home builders when it comes to aesthetics. Their homes simply look the best in my opinion, and it's not even close. They fully embrace the coastal style of homes, and every model is really pleasing aesthetically. And that's from the exterior elevations to the finishing touches. Everything in a Schell home is selected with care to make sure that you absolutely love the home you're moving into. The second thing that Schell does really well is customer service. From your initial consult meeting with their sales consultants to the post-closing warranty process, they handle each step with care. So some companies are pushy, they make you get in there and they make you make a decision right then and there, or they make you feel like you are inconveniencing them when you ask questions. And with Schell, that's just not the case from at least my experience. Everyone is willing to help, and they see through any issues that do arise so that the customer feels happy with the result. And the final thing that Schell does really well is the quality of materials that Schell uses in their homes. Their homes start at a much higher price point than most other builders on average, and a big factor behind that is the material they use. It may sound crazy, but when you walk into a Schell Brothers home, it just feels different. It's got a different feel to it than most others do, because the care and materials they put into the home, the final built product is high quality, and I'd put them at the top of my list for builders to consider. Now, when building hundreds of homes per year, you're bound to run into some mistakes. Every builder does, and how the builder responds to those mistakes is ultimately what really makes the customer experience and defines the experience. So let's take a look at some of the negatives of Schell Brothers and what they could maybe improve on. So the most important factor to consider when looking at a Schell Brothers home, and what I would definitely consider their biggest flaw, is the average Schell Brothers home has about $100,000 to $150,000 in upgrades associated with it. While the upgrades you choose are certainly individualized and no two people select the same things, you may select something that somebody else does. I think many buyers don't realize that the price that they're actually going to end up paying for the home is much higher than the price they see as the starting price listed in any of the marketing. Now, don't get me wrong, I would think that almost all builders operate this way. Oftentimes a lot of builders have the same upgrade amounts, but I think the single biggest point of conflict for buyers looking at Schell Brothers homes is the fact that a lot of times their final price is much higher than their initial price. The second thing that Schell could improve on is the size of their lots. While they do follow all the county and city codes for wherever they're building, oftentimes these codes allow for very small lots, and the house can take up a lot of that lot. So the result is some of these communities feel they're a little cramped, just because neighboring homes are very close to one another without much space between. If you're used to living in more of a city atmosphere, this may not necessarily be a bad thing for you. But if you're someone that is looking to move into a new home that currently has some land where you're living, the neighborhood may feel a little tight, just because, again, they do build the homes, again, in the code, but that code allows for a pretty good amount of density per area. The final downside of Schell Brothers homes is the length of time it takes to build. Due to their popularity, some of their communities are like 14-month wait times from contract to closing. Over the last couple of years, we saw some that stretched even longer than that. So if you're someone that's looking right now, you want to be in by summertime, or if you're relocating for work, that timeline might not work out for you. Obviously if they're that popular, they're doing something right. But the time it takes to have a home built can be a big deterrent when going with their homes, just because, like I said, you're over a year more than likely before you're in. Every builder is going to have positive and negatives. And I think Schell does a really great job at building high quality homes and providing a top level customer experience. If you have any questions about Schell Brothers Communities, or if you are interested in having a home built by them, reach out to me. Let's put a plan together and make it a reality. Here at Living in Coastal Delaware, we bring you content each and every week discussing real estate and living in Coastal Delaware. If you are looking to relocate to the area, or if you are looking to learn more about Coastal Delaware, hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any of our content. I look forward to seeing you next time. Peace.